Thank you.
Love
All
you.
right, it says that we're live.
Yay.
Yay! Let's
Woo.
see. It shows up on my phone that we're live. No, not yet.
Oh yeah. I'll get this
Oh,
ready.
there we go. Now we're live. Oh, I need to turn it
Oh.
down.
Oh yeah. I've got to be ready for that. Go.
Yeah, I'm
Go.
pulling up my other phone just so I
That's
can
it.
look at chat if need be, but I need to turn the sound down. There
Well,
we go.
I'm gonna share it. Oh yeah, I can do that. All right.
All right, thank you. Oops, that's not it.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
here we go.
Oh, it actually came up. Wow.
Yay! Okay, I think we're good so far. We're
Oh,
reading Lemuria and Atlantis. I'm excited about this.
me too.
Study, study in the past to survive the future. So I started reading it and I decided that I needed to read it with people. By myself, I had too much to say or too much questions, or
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, so here we go. I'll start with the preface. Preface. Oh, and excuse me if I mispronounce any of the words, because when I first started going through it, the words that I didn't know, I looked up, on my little dictionary thing, and they pronounced them, but that took so much
Mm.
time. So I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Whatever looks right. If I say it wrong and someone knows the correct pronunciation, I would love to hear it, but I'm just going to go for it. So we'll see how
Yep.
that works. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Following the publication of Atlantis Insights from a Lost Civilization, my readers continued to have questions. What was Mu? Where was Lemuria? When was it there? What were the people like? Was Atlantis in the Caribbean? So is that Caribbean or Caribbean? Probably Caribbean.
Yeah.
I've heard it said both ways, so I don't know.
I'll say
Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Well, and Caribbean, because that's like Lost Pirates of the Caribbean. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Why did my obstetrician say that since the cat's gonna come say hi. Say that since I have O negative blood, my ancestors might have
Oh,
come from Atlantis. I have O negative.
I think I have.
Hmm.
Huh.
Hmm. Never heard that before. The cat, I'm sorry, the cat's messing with me. She never
Mhm.
comes over here.
I'm a cat lad. See?
But oh yeah, she's right here now. Okay. There she got off the bed. Okay. Um, let me go back to why did my obstetrician say that since I have O negative blood, my ancestors might have come from Atlantis? Who or what were the things? How did Atlanteans use crystals for healings? Were all Atlanteans selfish and corrupt? Were all other civilizations at the time of Lemuria, or where were all the other civilizations at the time of Lemuria and Atlantis? What really
Mm.
happened to Lemuria and Atlantis? Is there any way to prevent our civilization from going the way of advanced civilizations in the past? Is anyone finding evidence of Lemuria and Atlantis now? That's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of evidence, but yeah.
Oh, I cannot believe cats mess with me. Readers from all around the world sent me their strange dreams and vivid memories of what they believed were past experiences in Lemuria and Atlantis.
Ooh.
Some, whose minds were pressing for logical confirmations of their intuitions, were afraid they were crazy and they pleaded for verification. As I assembled answers to their questions, I realized that to describe the ancient island empire of the Atlantic Ocean without weaving in information about the civilization of Lemuria, which thrived in the Pacific Ocean at the same time, would be similar to a composer offering only half the notes of a musical composition. The
Huh.
similarities in the customs and beliefs of the two civilizations, plus their joint influence on the earlier cultures of Central America and Egypt, confirm their connections with each other. Additional insights were needed, and from that journey, this book emerged. Get down from there, Mikey. My goodness, this cat has never done this. Wow, funny. Lemuria and Atlantis are deeply imprinted in the consciousness of many who are here today, and the ancient cultures are quietly influencing our lives. In the mid-20th century, Edgar Cayce said that most of the world's leaders at that time were once Atlanteans. In the 21st century, numerous Atlantean healers are here to assist us in ascertaining the source and cause of disease so we may heal in a natural manner. So healing was more Atlanteans.
Huh.
Okay, here we go. So spiritually advanced Lemurians have returned to assist us by pointing the way in these times of change. Knowledgeable persons suggest that, in addition to those who are present on this planet today, Lemurians and Atlanteans in another realm are using energy from their minds to guide our actions and help us avoid the catastrophes that destroyed their beloved countries. Little recorded information from prehistory has survived the ravages of time to assist in painting a picture of the distant past, but there are ancient written words on wood, bamboo, bark, palm leaves, bones, ivory, leather, copper, precious metals, wax tablets, ostracas, which are pieces of broken pottery, cloth, silk, and papyrus. Most of these are fragile, however, and marks on stone offer the only relatively permanent method of preserving information. Translation of strange writings we have discovered is a further problem. Some of the numerous undeciphered texts included in the Malta tablets, Easter Island Rongorongo, the Linear A script of the Minoans, Dravidian, which is the undeciphered writing of the Rama in India, and hieroglyphics are in strange carvings on monoliths in Venezuelan jungles. Some tablets of the natives of the Canary Islands gave to the Spaniards in the 15th century are carved with unusual hieroglyphics that are similar to those in caves in Cuba and on Andros Islands in the Bahamas. Well, it's just kind of spread out all over.
Yeah.
Understanding that written records would not endure, intelligent people in the past devised reliable ways to preserve information for those who followed them on their path of life, and scholars are slowly acquiring respect for oral histories, which have miraculously survived in many parts of the world. Celtic bards were required to study 9 years and perfectly memorize 20,000 verses before they were entrusted to tell the tales of their country's legendary leaders. 9 years, 20,000 verses.
20,000.
20,000. Hey, Scott, good to see you. Welcome. We just got started.
Good to see you, Scott.
That's a lot. 20,000 verses.
Before you could actually talk about it, you had to learn all them. That's going to take at least
9 years, it says.
Yeah, because 8 years. Yeah, because I've got it as 10,000 hours would take you 4 years to master that, right? And that would be 7 hours a day. So for that length of time, roughly 7 hours a day, you're doing that.
Wow. That's a lot of verses to memorize. Okay. Native Americans also relied on their minds to save their precious histories. For this task, they selected young girls who spent their lives learning and transmitting information. Women were chosen because they were less apt to be killed in conflicts. Very smart. These memorizers didn't change what they were told. Everything was always word for word the same. There were also storytellers, and some of their tales related to past experiences of their nations or were symbolic of their beliefs, but they did not repeat exactly what they learned. as did the memorizers. So you had storytellers that told it in their own words, and the memorizers that said it word for word.
I'll be a storyteller, I think.
Well, no, you wouldn't be either because they're women. That was the Native Americans.
Yeah, but I might have been a woman then.
So if I was going to say back then, if you were a woman, I think I would have I probably would have been better at a storyteller. I'm not a very good at memorizing.
Yeah.
I can hear something, and then when I say it a little different. But I don't know. That's kind of interesting, though, that they have both.
Yeah.
Okay. On the other side of the world, in India, for hundreds of generations, fathers recited extensive historical accounts to their sons. The dedicated boys precisely memorized the long poems, just as their fathers had done before them, and then passed them down to their sons. The exciting stories, which are referred to as Vedas, get down from there. My goodness. Which are referred to as Vedas, never changed. If you listen to a Veda in Eastern India today and then travel to Western India, you'll be able to hear the identical one in exactly the same words. That's pretty wild, too.
Oh, it's like, oh, darn.
So once, from the east side to the west side, the same identical stories called Vedas, Veda. Eventually, these histories were recorded in Sanskrit on bark, leather, and palm leaves, and monks thoughtfully hid the precious books in dark caves or in secret libraries beneath age-old temples in Tibet and India, where they have carefully guarded them for thousands of years. Material from Lemurian priests who anticipated the disappearance of their land also hides in isolated monasteries in the Far East. And all their jobs are is just to guard them. Gosh, imagine all the stuff that's down there. I mean, that's
Vader.
Wow. That's
but what's that? It's like Vader, isn't it, right? And
Veda,
that's like another word for Dave. So like a Star of David. And plus Vader is like as Darth Vader as well. Just looking at that name, like it's grabbing me.
I know when you wrote
like
it in the book, I didn't notice it, but
Vedic astrology as well. I know.
Oh. See, this is why I wanted to read it, not just by myself, because we're not even to chapter 1 yet. I mean, there's just so much different stuff in here. Okay, let's see.
Juicy.
Yes. So here we go. Numerous people contacted me who are sure that in the past, in Lemuria and Atlantis, they acquired the skills that enable them to lead satisfying lives today, and told me they wish to share this knowledge. For additional enrichment and speculation, I have included some of their dreams and recollections. Anonymous indicates those who prefer not to reveal their identity. No one really understands the origin of these images and concepts that surge from light from deep unconscious, or perhaps descend from a higher awareness, but they should not be completely ignored. Readers who consider them implausible should overlook them, but I hope the ideas they offer will enable others to reach into themselves and recall their own past experiences, which may further their knowledge of themselves. Past experiences. Allie did that video on the sessions she had about her past lives.
Yeah.
That just to me would be really interesting. That would be awesome to do. I might have to check into that, because I have a couple of past lives that I believe I had. At one point, I believe that I was burned at the stake as a witch for seeing things. And I mean, it's a very strong, I've felt that way for years. Now, I don't know, but, it'd be kind of nice to go to someone that could kind of help me find out. And I think that would be cool. And I liked listening to hers.
What? Yeah, I haven't heard it yet. I need to. I know about
Oh
it,
yeah,
but yeah, I ain't heard
yeah,
it
yeah. I
yet.
think that would be pretty cool to do. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, wouldn't
Where
mind.
am I at? There's an old saying that what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
Humanity advances in cycles, not on a straight linear path. In material and technological development, we have arrived at a place in the cycle that is very familiar to the final days of Lemuria and Atlantis. Our world is facing challenges comparable to the problems that confronted those renowned civilizations in the past, and we are on the brink of either, oh, and I know this word and I'm going to botch it, annihilate,
Annihilation.
thank
Oh,
you,
oh, is
but
it?
annihilating ourselves. And I knew I was going to botch it. Thank you. Um,
Okay.
Annihilating ourselves or entering a new way of living and thinking. Studying the past will help us to survive the future. So come, travel with me back to prehistory. My previous book, Atlantis, Insights from a Lost Civilization, is a helpful guidebook to that country, but it is not essential for this new territory. The trail is not straight and easy. To acquire a thorough understanding of Lemuria and Atlantis, one must follow dangerous footpaths with steep drop-offs where there are no railings of proof. With imagination and confidence in your intuition, most of you will not be forced back or pushed off the side. I have attempted to provide bridges over the deepest streams of ignorance created by Western academics who are unwilling to progress past where their professors led them. That's great. I like that. But
Yeah.
intelligent travelers must use common sense and find their own way. Feel free to dismiss as improbable routes I suggest. This is my version. If you are aware and thoughtful, you will be able to travel around obstacles and follow your own path. The broad, open views along the way will offer perceptions and insights into the past, present, and future of ourselves, our world, the universe of which we are is just a small segment in the visible and invisible worlds that comprise the entire cosmos. Now we're going to get to the first chapter. Yay! All right. The motherland of Mu.
Yay.
Why? Yes.
Love it.
Widespread myths and legends, the most ancient texts in the Far East, writings on stones in Central America, and esoterical sources, inner secret knowledge of the initiated, all describe a land of considerable size that was once above the surface in the Pacific Ocean. During its long history, this missing country has acquired a variety of names. Sacred Tibetan texts remember it as Ra-Mu. Inscriptions on the American continents refer to it as the lost motherland of Mu. And Edgar Casey, who had access to the Akashic records, names it Muri or Lemuria. Lemuria may have originated from the word Lemures, which the Romans used to describe the spirits of their dead ancestors who walked at night.
Huh.
Lemuria also stems from the 19th century when scientists unexpectedly found small nocturnal animals called lemurs living on Madagascar and New Guinea. That I was expecting a page. There's a map, but I'll show that here in a
Yeah, that's
minute.
by Lemuria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, I thought of that with Lemuria, and I thought about lemurs.
Mm.
They believe the original home of these monkey-like mammals was 250 miles away in Africa, and there was no obvious explanation of how they had traveled so far. The missing land was named Lemuria in honor of the lemurs, where they crossed over. Today, the ancient sunken country in the Pacific Ocean is a place with two names, Lemuria and Mu, and they're both used interchangeably. Let's see if I can get to this. This is a map of the Pacific Ocean today. And it has, wow, everything numbered. The Hawaiian Islands, Marquesas Islands, Easter Island. And I know as we talk, or as we get into a little bit more, she'll talk about these, and I can maybe pull it up. And where am I going? That way. Help me out here. Let's see. Where am I going?
It's just getting better. Getting there. Yeah, I ain't got
Get in there. I need to turn it. Woohoo! There we go. But yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
how
what I
good
know.
that's zooming in, but it's little. But yeah, they're saying from like all the way up here down to here.
Yeah. Is.
And then right here is where Australia is.
Ah, that's cool. So look at the
you've
size of
got,
it then compared to
yeah, it
Australia.
was
It's massive.
huge. Yes.
That's
And
where I've got it.
they'll mention Australia quite a bit in here just as a size comparison. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot bigger because up here is this way. Tropic of Cancer or Capricorn's way up here, and it went from right up there all the way below the equator, way down there.
Huh.
So
Right.
it's pretty wild from right below the Hawaiian Islands to Easter Island.
Yeah, Hawaii. Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Yep. Federation of
Yeah.
Islands. I just looked up what Scott said.
What?
Federation of Islands, right?
Oh.
I get that. And then, oh my goodness, eventually I'm going to get this figured
You
out so I
won't.
won't be
Yeah, I
doing
can't.
all this.
I haven't yet.
But I don't know. So whenever
Yeah.
they talk about it, I'll try to flip back to this page and show this. So let's see. During the hundreds of centuries of let me start that over. During the hundreds of centuries of its existence, the motherland of Mu, like everywhere else on the fragile surface of our planet, changed in size and shape. Between 50,000 BC and 10,000 BC, when an immense amount of water from the oceans was incorporated in the snow and ice of the glaciers, sea levels were hundreds of feet lower. Islands everywhere were much bigger, and ocean waters ceased to cover the fertile continental shelves. Scholar Edgerton Sykes believes that during this time, various separate cultures lived on the large masses of land in the Pacific. They formed a kingdom that was linked by the sea and communicated freely with each other in their sophisticated ships that held as many as 500 people. That's between 50,000 BC and 10,000 BC. They had ships that held 500 people. That's pretty cool.
Pirates.
Reading the ocean currents and studying the constellations, these earliest navigators of the vast ocean skillfully took advantage of prevailing winds to travel wherever they wished to go. Colonel James Churchward first learned about Mu from records on sacred Nakhal tablets in India. After many years of searching in Asia and Central America for further information about the lost country, Churchward believed that until 10,000 BC, the largest remaining island of the motherland of Mu lay in the southeastern Pacific on a broad area of uplifted seafloor. It extended southeast from Hawaii to Easter Island, with its center somewhere south of the equator. And on this, they've got the Marquesas Islands are going to be, oh, come on, get the light, right here. So they're like right in the middle of up there where Hawaii is, and then down where Easter Island is.
Right.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, where was I at? Narrow channels of ocean divided the land into three sections. To the west, Lemuria's several thousand square miles included the Society, Cook, Austral, Tuamotu, and Marquesas Islands, all of which are relatively close together, south of Hawaii and south of the equator. Discoveries of coal and a long history of floral growth on the island of Rapa, one of the Austral Islands, suggest that this portion of the Pacific Ocean was once above the surface. The western section of the large island of Lemuria gradually sank, and as ocean waters threatened their homes and temples, people moved to the higher, safer grounds of Sumatra, Java, Borneo, New Guinea, and Australia. Churchward determined that four major catalysms in 800 BC, 200 BC, 80,000 BC, and 10,000 BC were the culprits responsible for nature's tearing the beautiful land in the Pacific Ocean to pieces.
Can you say the numbers again? Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to do. 800,000, 200,000, 80,000, and 10,000.
Huh.
800.
That's interesting. Oh,
right? Numerous volcanic islands and coral atolls which endure where Lemuria once stood confirm the instability of the region. The tiny animals that produce coral only survive at 100 feet, 150 feet or less of water. Since remains of coral are found at depths of 1,800 feet in the Pacific, it indicates that the land there is now 18,000 feet deep, and it once was shallow water close to the surface.
Blimey, that's deep. 18,000.
Yeah,
oh.
18,000. There's a lot of eights. 800,000, 80,000, 1,800. The instability of the ocean floor in the Southeast Pacific constantly subjected the Lemurians to the problems of unexpected earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. As an illustration of the instability, sailors traveling in that vicinity sometimes report islands that are not on the maps, but before long, the greedy ocean devours them and they're never seen again. In 1836, the island of Tanaki, south of the Cook Islands, suddenly disappeared with all but one of its inhabitants. Wow, one person survived because the one person survived because luckily they were visiting a nearby island at the time. Wow, can you imagine? 1836, you're visiting another island, and all of a sudden your island and everybody on it is gone. That'd be crazy. Yeah, that would, I mean, just everything gone.
Like 1836 is like 99, actually.
Yes, it is. Yep, and there's another 8. There's a lot of numbers in this.
1899.
Gently rolling hills and tumbling rivers that circled through the land characterized the countryside of early Lemuria. The vaporous steam rising from the abundant, bubbling hot springs gave a surreal, misty impression to the landscape.
Yeah.
Gradually, hot springs are nice. So this is.
I can't believe it. Oh,
it sounds pretty though. Listen, gently rolling hills.
It feels like a vision I've had already, and that's confirming it because it looked misty.
Tumbling rivers, yes, and misty.
Oh,
that's great.
And green.
Gradually, the environment changed as sections of our planet's crust shifted and pushed against each other and forced mountains up from the depths of the earth. Lemuria became a more hilly country. Some of the islands of the Pacific today are the rocky summits of its mountains. The Ring of Fire, a chain of active volcanoes that surrounds a large section in the Pacific Ocean, demonstrates the presence of the frightening hot molten lava that was never far beneath the surface in Lemuria. A theory proposes that El Nino and La Nina weather patterns that occur every 4 to 12 years originate in this troubled area. When portions of the Earth's crust expand and contract, it increases or decreases the amount of volcanic activity in the ring of fire. As hot lava from deep inside the planet shoots out, it changes the temperature of the ocean water. That makes sense. When the water grows warmer, it produces El Nino. A decrease in the ocean temperature is La Nina. You used to hear about El Nino and La Nina all the time on the weather, on the news. Well, I guess I don't watch the news anymore, so I don't know.
I learned that from Spain. Get a lot of El Nino. That's where I heard it from.
We used to hear it there for a while, all the time here. We were either going to have an El Nino or, and it was affecting whatever weather. And I don't know if they still talk about it or not. The lush tropical vegetation of giant ferns and evergreens that covered most of Mu made it a country of unsurpassed beauty. Sacred lotus flowers. Lotus. The card you pulled for me last night. The lotus.
It was the Lemurian as well. Oh God.
Yes, and then Stony, her sister, her name is Lotus, and her birthday is 8/8. Stony's sister, who they call Lotus, yes, and her birthday is 8/8. Right?
No way.
Ooh, I got some chills. That was cool.
Yeah.
Now I gotta find where I just read that.
She's gonna have a baby. Someone's having a baby in it because I've got that.
Right. Yep.
That's really.
Oh, okay. So let's go back. Okay, here we go. Sacred lotus flowers, one of the first flowers to appear on our planet, glisten like jewels along the shores of its shallow lakes. That's cool. Coconut palms line the rivers and fringe the ocean beaches. Just as plant life flourished in the warm climate, so insects grew to enormous size. Fossilized specimens from islands in the Pacific reveal that in the tropical climate of Mu, roaches were 4 to 5 inches long, and 2-inch ants with large wings were capable of flying long distance. 4 to 5 inch cockroaches.
Nice snack. Flying ant. Eat that.
Right? Wow. Archaeologist Stacy Judd reports that the natives of Easter Island, which is also Rapa Nui, have said that they are living on the peak of a holy mountain of Mu. They believe Easter Island, which is formed from 3 extinct volcanoes, is the only portion of their motherland that the sea is not covered.
Yeah, it would be high up. Yeah, thinking
right?
About it. Yeah.
It's located 23,000 miles from the coast of Chile. The mysterious island has some of the most impressive structures in the Pacific. Yes, it does. Enormous monuments to the dead in the form of huge burial platforms line its 36 miles. There's another 9. It's 36 miles of coastline. See, and I can't help it. I read numbers and I see that. I mean, it just points out, but
yeah,
I just see the numbers. You decode them. The carefully shaped stones of the 400 or 500 feet long platforms. Wow. They weigh 2 to 20 tons a piece. 20 tons a piece. They were put together without mortar in polygonal fashion.
Yeah.
They're just huge.
I can visualize them.
Maybe it was the aliens. I'm sorry. That just popped in my head. Okay, back to the book. Gigantic statues of human figures without legs that once topped some of these platforms and others that now lie on the ground are a tribute to the skills of these long ago sculptures. At one time, 624 of these huge statues faced the sea, and unfinished ones lay in the quarry of volcanic rock from which they were carved. It is impossible to explain how some of the stone sculptures, which are 10 to 40 feet tall and range from 15 to 35 tons, were moved to their current locations on steep hillsides high above the ocean. The local people say these statues walked up, gaining their strength from mental powers. Many of the figures are unfinished, which indicates that a severe cataclysm interrupted the builders of this tremendous undertaking.
Yeah, I wonder that.
Walked up, 15 to 30.
But
how cool would that be to see, though? And it makes me think of like Star Wars, and the lifting up but stuff. But to see all these statues, no one moving them, and there they are, just kind of going without legs.
I'd like to go there and just touch the stones, see if you can feel any energy, because that's how you move them for me.
Right. I was looking to see if they had any pictures. There's no pictures of them in here, but yeah, that would be pretty cool. Let's see. Colossal platforms and statues of legless men are not the only mystery of Easter Island. In 1868, there's some more eights. In 1868, newly converted Easter Islanders sent to the Bishop of Tahiti as a token of respect an ancient piece of wood with long strands of human hair wrapped around it. After removing the hair, the bishop discovered that the small board was covered with writing. An investigation revealed that at one time there were over 500 of these boards or tablets on Easter Island, but only 21 have survived, scattered worldwide in museums and in private collections. 21. No one has successfully translated Rongorongo, the tiny, strange writing on the tablets, although it is so closely resembles script from the Indus Valley in India that it must have had a common origin. Evidence of a similar written script has survived in remote Olei Island, many thousands of miles away from Ponape. There is a theory that to read Rongorongo, the writing on the tablets from Easter Island, one starts, it's Rongorongo, Rongorongo. But that's what these tablets are, or the writing on them. And here, I've got a picture. This is the writing. Yeah, but that's what that writing's called. And it's pieces of bark. And it's even in the book, you can't really see the writing. You can just see that there's some imprints.
Yeah, that's brand new. That's fascinating. Oh.
Samsung.
I'm going to be on that today now.
Rongorongo.
It sounds like my surname a little bit.
Rongorongo.
It does. It's crazy.
Rongorongo. That's cool.
Simon.
Hi, Simon. Well, good morning to you. Welcome. We're just getting into the book. We're still in chapter 1. We're discussing quite a bit, but I think it's very interesting. I mean, we're only on page 6, and it's great.
I love it. Love it.
So let's see. So the theory is that to read Rongorongo, the writing on the tablets from Easter Island, one starts from the left-hand bottom corner and proceeds from left to right. At the end of the line, you turn the tablet around and then read the next one.
Oh, that's fascinating. Way, huh? Yeah.
So you read it like this.
Oh.
And then just keep flipping it.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Wow. It's kind of reminds me of like a maze, so you'll start here and you go,
and then
because each one's going to go up, right? Exactly. You're going to end in the middle.
Love it.
Okay. It's like reading a book in which you begin at the bottom of the page and every other line is printed back to front and upside down.
How can you even write that like that? Yeah. I love it.
You know, I remember back in school and stuff when we would like do that on notes, you know, passing notes around. But I remember writing where you had to turn it. Never knew that was a style, but
I've only
I'll have
done
to
the
think
word
about that
upside
more.
down, like a mirror. And like the word
Right?
code, if you write code in capital letters and then you turn it down, it still says the same word. So I look for
Right.
words like that for some reason. So yeah, that's so fascinating.
Okay, let's see. Back to front. Okay. Since tiny Easter Island is only 7 by 13 miles, it has never had the means of supporting a population of sufficient size to build the immense statues and their platforms. It's assumed that let me start that over. It's assumed that it was once a large religious center for the surrounding area, and temporary residents participated in creating its remarkable stone constructions. When a Dutch navigator discovered Easter Island in 1722, it had a population of about 5,000. Within 150 years, deadly smallpox and greedy, unscrupulous slavers reduced the number of its inhabitants, reduced the number to 111 destitute individuals. So within 150 years, it went from 5,000 to 111.
I was born on the 1st of the 11th.
Yep, 111. Cyclopean ruins that survive on numerous other Pacific islands suggest the skills of Lemurians and their descendants so long ago. On Ponape, in the Caroline Archipelago, 3,400 miles from Easter Island, remnants of the partially sunken city of Nan Madol cover 11 square miles. There's another 11. The megalithic remains of Nan Madol bear a striking resemblance to Plato's description of the capital city of Atlantis. 2 or 3 walls encircle the city proper, which was interlaced with canals. Constructed from over 250 tons of basalt rock, some of the buildings of this vanished ceremonial center still rise 30 feet above the canals. The huge rocks in the structures, which weigh as much as 50 tons, are from a quarry 30 miles away. 5s, 3s, 8s, and 1s.
Yeah, down the canal.
Yep. These enormous blocks are precisely placed without mortar to hold them in place. Local legends, similar to those about Tiahuanaco in Bolivia, say that when the buildings were built, the stones were made to fly through the air, kind of like they said about the Easter Island statues.
Yeah.
Being moved.
Yeah.
The oldest ruins in the Pacific, such as those near Freefen on the small island of Truk, are underwater. Unlike remains of the buildings of Atlantis in the Atlantic Ocean, which are far below the surface, those in the Pacific are accessible even to underwater photographers. Fish and scuba divers glide in the shallow water over a submerged megalithic complex of the coast off of Okinawa. So you can still see them in the Pacific, just not in the Atlantic. Well, that'd be cool. So you can probably see them if you're looking at an aerial view. You can see the darkness of where it all is, right? I'll have to pull up one of
I'll
those.
look at the moon and I can see where it is as well. Yeah.
Right.
There's a map of down here, so I know exactly where the two
Hmm.
Atlantis and Lemuria are.
Okay. The entrance to the site's huge submerged temple is near the entrance to Shirley Castle on the western side of the island. On the top of the huge temple sits an immense carved stone turtle, who is so massive that his head is many times larger than a person's body.
Huh.
G was talking about turtle yesterday. Yeah. One of our girls, her nickname was Turtle.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ashley, we called
Yeah,
her Turtle Sticks.
I could have originated there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just the turtle's head was many times larger than a person's body. The unusual underwater road that travels around the temple's immense base leads nowhere. Stalactites and stalagmites, which only form above the surface, enhance nearby submerged caves to testify to the long period of time this area was once part of the motherland of Mu. And that's the end of chapter 1.
You know, turtles, right? Could you grab it? Say when it swum underwater, right? Could you
Mm-hmm.
grab on its shell? Is it a good swimmer? Because you know what I
Well,
mean. They could have used
most
them.
turtles are good swimmers. I know around the lake we have all kinds of turtles that live in the water, and they'll be out there for the longest time. And sometimes they stick their head up, and you'll see their head. It almost looks like a little stick, but they'll go right underneath. They're awesome swimmers. Now, I
Yeah.
don't know all turtles. Like we have box turtles that are always on land. I don't know how they do in the water, but we've got sliders and snapping turtles, and they're awesome swimmers.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just imagining because, like in that book, it says there was a time like everything was supersized, didn't it? Really big.
Right,
So them
right,
turtles, imagine it. That's why the head was so big, like 3 times the size of our body and stuff. Because
right.
yeah, then you could have went underwater with them, like I have done there. They could have like took you through a little cavern where you can come up. Because a lot of times you have to go in,
Yes,
didn't you, to get inside the rocks.
right.
You know what I mean? Like using them for that. I don't know why I was feeling that, but I was just feeling that's why they got like a statue of it. Say,
Well, and even, if everything was huge, think about the size of a turtle shell. I mean,
yeah,
and once the turtle's gone, I mean that could be like a shelter, a
yeah, a
house,
boat. It could be
a boat.
it could be
Yes.
loads of like, yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
Wow,
Oh,
with
yeah.
everything supersized. Yeah.
Mm.
Now we're going to move on to life in Lemuria.
Like, what's the
And
chapter?
this is she's the first thing
What's
here I'm going to read is a letter that one of her readers sent in. It says,
oh,
when I lived on Lemuria, I understood very clearly how man had evolved from spiritual beings, as in early Lemuria, we were in a sense above the earth and not truly a part of it, sort of moving around as etheric beings of light. Why am I
etheric.
having trouble with simple? I know. Why am I
Oh.
having trouble with words that, and some of these other words I'm saying like it's nothing. They could be wrong too. I don't know, but
No,
I'm going to
you
go with
sound no,
it.
you're smashing it.
And I get stuck on words that I know. It's overthinking probably. Okay. I remember moving through the great forest as I floated to earth where we gradually learned to be human.
Yeah.
During that time of the golden era, at the very beginning, we were in harmony with the land and ourselves. Those memories are very strong in me. Somebody named Heather Robb. But
Oh, that
I like
resonates.
that. Floated to earth, learned to be
Yeah.
human, but
That's what I said. I was a shooting
harmony with the
star.
land. That's
Hey,
pretty cool.
Nicholas.
Hi, Nicholas. Welcome in. We're just starting chapter 2, Life in Lemuria. All right. Just as a robin's egg can never be reassembled perfectly from the pieces lying on a sidewalk, although the lovely blue color of the fragments offer an indication of the shell's former quality. My book's sticking. There we go. So we will never be able to construct a complete picture of the people of the motherland of Mu. Their dreams, all their accomplishments. However, enough segments of information are available to appreciate and learn about their varied customs and beliefs. Mu is often referred to as Earth's cradle of the human race. Initially, as in Heather's memories, spirits without physical bodies traveled to Mu, a concept which will be explored more carefully in chapter 11. 11.
Yeah, I remember that.
When they assumed a solid form, humans thrived in Lemuria. And just as in the size of insects increased in the favorable climate, so Lemurians prospered physically. Skeletons of men who were 9 feet tall were buried on the Pacific Islands, and similar ones have been unearthed in California and in Arizona. On the banks of the Mississippi in 1885, some more eights. But on the banks of the Mississippi in 1885, while quarrying rock for a dam 2 feet below the level of the river, workers found the petrified remains of a gigantic human being. The 10-foot, 9.5-inch long skeleton with a chest that measures 59 inches around and a massive head that measures 31 inches around and was very flat on top, was in a grave that had been dug out of solid granite. 10 foot, 9.5 inches long.
Granite as well.
Yeah.
10 foot.
And the head, the massive head was flat on top. That's kind of like the Easter Island statues. Because aren't they, all their heads, they're flat, right?
Yeah. I know. I'm wondering why, like.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe she'll tell us here in a little bit, or we'll figure it out. Vague legends in Central America report that giants built the highest pyramids in the New World. Numerous references in mythology describe these very tall people who were often called Titans.
Yeah.
Numerous myths and Titans. Just made me think of a cartoon. Megamind, Titan. Okay, back to Megamind. I love that movie. It's funny. Cracks me up. Okay, numerous myths and legends describe the people of the motherland of Mu as intuitive and nurturing, but it is impossible to accurately picture the hair and skin color of those who lived so long ago. In the thousands of years that have passed since their homeland sank, the descendants of the Lemurians who survived its destruction have mingled with persons on other islands. In addition, these beautiful Pacific islands have always attracted travelers who stayed, intermarried with the inhabitants, and produced offspring with varied physical characteristics. Like Colonel Churchward. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we're like the watered down version, aren't we?
Right. Yeah. Yes.
We've got some of the gifts or capabilities or whatever. Yeah.
So did like Atlanteans and Lemurians intermarry? Did they ever?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Okay, let's see. Like Colonel Churchward, W.S. Serve also derived knowledge from ancient manuscripts, although he gained access to his information in a very different way. Serve describes an unusual physical feature of many of Mu's people. He reports that at one period in their history, they had a protrusion in the center of their foreheads. Although it wasn't exactly a third eye per se, it was a perceptive sensory organ that, when the person stood still and concentrated on it, offered long-distance impressions that escaped the individual's other senses.
Huh.
So they saw into the future. Let me find that again. Just complete. Okay. Wasn't a third eye. Okay, here it was. It was especially valuable for sensing dangerous animals who sometimes grew bored with wallowing in wet, marshy areas and went searching for humans to toy with. So it would let them know when the animals were coming. And what did it say? It said they had to stand. The person stood still and concentrated on it.
Yeah. For what to happen?
It would, okay.
Oh.
It offered long-distance impressions that escaped the individual's other senses.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah.
It would let them sense dangerous animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
This sixth sense was also enabled the people of Mu to communicate with the more agreeable animals and to transmit messages to each other when they were far apart. As long as they used the valuable organ, it was available to enrich their lives. But when they gradually failed to take advantage of it, its power slowly declined and eventually almost disappeared. One of those use it or lose it. Many believe that this sixth sense or third eye was once connected with the pineal gland, which was considerably larger in people in some remote cultures. Scientists have recently begun to correlate the link between the pineal gland and the effect of seasonal variations, such as light on our bodies, as well as other mood changes. In addition to being light sensitive, the gland has many features in common with the retina of our eyes.
Yeah, I need a drink.
Let's see, where was
Heather rang me after I responded. Yeah, that Heather. Yeah, we know Heather on YouTube.
Right.
Not that kind of
Use it or lose it. That's funny. Let's see, where was I at? Oh yeah. When they concentrated on using all their six senses, the people of Mu sensed something more. If they focused on a tree, for instance, they saw its size and color, but they also perceived it as a living being with an intangible relationship to its environment, to nature, and to the cosmos.
You say cosmos, didn't you?
I did.
No, a lot of people say it like I say cosmos, right? But everybody like
Cosmos.
Cosmos.
Yeah, cosmos. 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 Tomato. My English isn't
I
as...
say tomato. Tomato.
Oh, funny. Okay, where am I at?
Sorry.
To the cosmos. As a result of their extensive knowledge, they believed in a four-dimensional world, and this spiritual aspect of life was of primary importance to them. Through meditation and their concentration on the spiritual, they believed in reincarnation, that they were all beams of light that would inevitably leave their physical bodies and return to the source from whence they came. The knowledge that there was life after life was enhanced by their close contact with their ancestors who inhabited the other world. Some say the ancestor worship that prevailed until recently in China is a long-lasting remnant of the sensory skills of the Lemurians who long ago immigrated to the Asian continent.
Oh, right. It's like cheating it. Yeah.
Ancestor worship. When the people of Mu had accomplished what they believed was expected of them in this life, they were capable of leaving their bodies and making the transition to the spirit world. The symbol of a skeleton with upraised arms and crossed legs is an emblem from Mu that they used in their religious ceremonies to further the impression that there is nothing to fear when the soul leaves the mortal body, for another life awaits. This symbol from the motherland of Mu, which is part of the Freemasons' liturgy, is found in Egypt and is repeated many times on the West Temple at Uxmal in the Yucatan. The symbol of a skeleton with upraised arms and crossed legs.
Yeah. Oh, damn. I just really wanted to say that. I was going to say that, yeah, in Yucatan. But it's similar to one of the Nazca lines. They've got it on the mountain side. Like that. It's like a similar symbol.
Right.
And that's representing the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, she has another letter from, this one's from Anonymous. It says, I had an Akashic reading and I received information about my soul's experience in Lemuria, a place I had never heard of. I was told that when my soul was in Lemuria, I worked with light. I assume this is divine light. Learning this has helped me to understand myself. I have always been very spiritual, but now it has really increased. Work with light.
Yeah.
Radiating light.
Let's
see. Fertile soil. Fertile soil. Readily available bananas, mangoes, plantain, taro, coconuts, cashews, and breadfruit assured that the people of Lemuria did not have to work hard to meet their daily needs. It's kind of a variety.
Yeah, I wonder what diet. Yeah.
I'm not sure what this taro is. Taro? Taro?
Yeah, I've seen that. I'll say that as like I've seen that as like the Torah, or that word is on a wheel, and it represents stuff.
Is this
you know
like
what I
mean? I think,
knowledge.
is it like a food, like a nut, or a? Because they're talking about all the stuff that grew.
I don't know.
I might have to look that up one time. But anyways,
how'd you spell it again? Sorry.
Taro.
Right. Let's see what Silly Google says. Oh yeah, I can see it. Oh, it is a food, isn't it? Oh yeah. Yeah, vegetable from Asia.
Okay.
Oh, and it says it's got a brown outer skin and white flesh with purple specks throughout. When cooked, it's mildly sweet taste and texture, similar to a potato. Oh, it's like a potato.
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay.
That's
Now
what
we know what that is.
Like a
All right.
Like a potato.
Like a potato. Potato, taro. Okay. Spiritually evolved, they realized the importance of Spiritually evolved, they realized the importance of forgiveness, love, and patience in their relations with everyone. During most of their history, they were not interested in material possessions, since they knew their friends would consider only what kind of a person they really were inside. In other words, the level of their soul's advancement.
Yeah.
Considerate and kind, they lived together in groups where each individual spent their time contributing whatever he or she was best qualified to offer. Serve tells us that in early Lemuria, there was no money or other form of remuneration for one's work. Members of a community shared everything. Those who enjoyed agriculture pursuits spent their time farming, and surplus was placed in storehouses or traded with distant places to obtain variety. Mining was available to those who wished to do that. Arts and sciences progressed to a high level because talented individuals were free to devote themselves to these areas without concern for daily essentials. To heighten their states of consciousness, Lemurians created lovely gardens full of waterfalls and exotic plants that were available for contemplation and meditation. Oh, that just sounds awesome. We had a pond. We built a pond in our backyard, and we had a waterfall, and we had some live plants growing in it, and some koi. And man, I tell you, that was the most peaceful place on earth. The dragonflies would come, the frogs would come in and mate there, but you could just, all we had to do was walk out our back door and just look at it. So, this is, I like it that the Lemurians had that. Yes. And just, something just so peaceful about it.
Yeah.
Irish folklore offers the following saying: knowledge under the rule of the golden serpent was mostly to be found in the West, while wisdom, an entirely different thing, was to be found under the rule of the golden dragon in the East. Lemurians applied their admirable wisdom to ruling their widespread kingdoms with excellent results. Their ability to govern was one of their finest achievements. Only one language was spoken, and compulsory education was the primary focus for everyone. As a result of the Lemurians' thoughtful, uncorrupted government, their civilization progressed for thousands of years, steadily advancing in science and technology. As they developed their ability to travel on the ocean's waters to other lands, Lemurians became world leaders in religion and philosophy. Many of them journeyed to Atlantis, where their kindly, loving natures merged with the more mental Atlanteans.
Yeah, masculine. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Already.
I was going to finish this chapter and then go smoke, but I really need a cigarette. So
yeah,
I think I'm going to go out on the porch and take a break and go do this. Yeah. I'm going to take the camera with me, or take my phone with me and everything. Okay, we'll be here. So what do you guys think about it so far? Are you liking the read, or you're walking with me as I go outside? Can't smoke in the house, so I have to come out here. Took a lot of weed. Oh, you're talking about the pond. Oh, that was, yes, the pond was a lot of work. We went out and found all the rocks to go around it. We got some huge ones for the waterfall. Had a really cool waterfall. But would it take us like 4 people to pick up that one piece? But it was awesome and just so released, so peaceful. Oh, Simon, that's awesome. Yes, it's just, I mean, instantly, right? Instantly you feel the peace. And I feel like that around lakes or any kind of water, streams. I think the water is very peaceful. I'm kind of looking back at chat since I really haven't read any of the chat, but there's a critter out here behind me. Yeah. Yes, the pond. Do you have some koi or some fish in yours? We had several fish. We had some fish that jumped out and didn't last, but oh, that's awesome, Simon. I'm glad you're enjoying it. There's a critter right here, but it's so dark I can't see him, but he's like right outside the screen door here. It's probably a possum. News break. The beginning of World War III was supposed to start today. Timeline change. You know, we were talking 8/8. That's my favorite day of the year, but 8/8 is coming up, which actually right today. Baby girl Chloe, but waiting to see if anything happens. Here. I wonder if my camera will. Let's see. I'm going to see if this shows any light at all. There's some kind of critter right out there. Now that I've got the camera, he's probably going to stop. I'm looking for a critter code. He's out there somewhere making noise, but the grass is so tall right there. I can't see him.
Lovely.
But I can hear him.
Enjoying yourself out there, Simon. Critters.
I started beeping. Yeah, it's my earbuds are apparently today I'm having problems with the connection on them. So I might be needing to go get a new pair.
Yeah, they're right now, though.
I was driving to work the other day, either on the way there or the way back.
Oh, my nose.
And in front of me, there was a vehicle that's the first three numbers were 888. I have never seen 888 on a license plate before. It was so cool.
I haven't. No.
And it was just a regular one. It had three random numbers. It wasn't personalized plate or anything. It was just.
What was that bleep? Oh, you've gone off.
Pretty. Oh, they break up again?
Yeah, but you can't try and ring.
I can hear you.
What's that bleeping then? I can hear that beep. Oh, we've got technical difficulties.
Hello?
Oh, you're back.
Nobody can hear me. Yeah. Took my AirPods. Can you hear me?
Yeah, when you ask, I can hear you, and then you go again.
Yeah, I took the earbuds out so I can. I don't know. It started crackling in my ear, and I'm just gonna have to go get a new pair tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I heard like a beep like that. It went like that.
Huh?
Like
Yeah, I don't.
That was weird.
That's weird.
It's like yeah. Anyone else?
Because it just got all staticky. Volkswagen.
Right?
Oh, I'm liking this book though. There's so much to it.
Oh, VW. That's a vortex energy with the old VW. Yeah. Yeah. So you draw it. If you draw a V and a W and draw a circle around it, and then you'll find the 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5.
Ah,
I know.
imagine a circle around it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Circle 8. Circle 8. Circle 8.
Yeah, I got to get something because I've never really wore earbuds a whole lot. And I actually, when I started working at T-Mobile, they gave me these. So I've been using them and they've been working fine until tonight. And I noticed when I was setting up, trying to get ready, that my sound would just disappear, and it was them. So I hope we'll find out when I get back in if I can get them to. Hopefully they'll work. Because if not, I'll have to wait till I get some more. Because I can hear you out here because I have the phone right here in my hand. But once I get inside and I put the phone on the tripod, I can't hear it from where I'm at unless I have earbuds in.
Okay, yeah.
Say it again, Code.
What did I say? Oh, what the circle? Circulate. Circle in the 8. What did I say about that again?
The VW, and you put a circle around.
Yeah, the VW sign, the car sign. So draw that on a piece of paper and then draw a circle around it. And then you can do the numbers 1 to 9 on the circle. And then you'll find that vortex energy, the 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5, which I ain't got it up. I've got it here. Oh no, I ain't got that picture. You know what it looks like, Simon. Yeah. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7.
I have never even looked at earbuds. I have, and I'm like a major cheapskate, but I don't know if I'm gonna be reading the books. I'm gonna need something good so that I don't get all choppy and cut out. Because that'd be terrible. If I didn't look, if I'm just sitting there reading and don't stop, I could be reading for a few minutes and you guys not hear me. That would not be good.
Yeah, we'd tell you. Someone would tell you. But yeah.
Well, only if I looked up from the book. If I didn't look up at the book, I wouldn't know. But yeah, that's why I tried to make sure I looked up at the screen or down at chat every once in a while just to make sure that I was still coming through. Because like I said, this is
the only way I know it. Look, it's got like that. If you turn your camera off and then talk, you should see a little thing moving on your picture. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Right. So if that ain't moving, then you definitely ain't getting heard.
Yep. There's Chloe. There's my Chloe baby. Today is her birthday now, since it's after midnight. Right. She's 10 today.
She's big, ain't she?
She is. In fact, she's laying in the bed. As soon as I'm done here, I'll be able. She's awake. She's looking at me through the window. We'll go see if we can look at her here. Let me see. Get back to this camera. Facing the back.
Round a quid. Round a quid.
Oh. Here, we're gonna go say hi to Chloe there.
They're not paying that much. My son gave me my headphones. Mine happened the same. My headphone went in one ear. I could only hear out one side. I was like that.
Here's my big baby girl.
Oh.
Hey, Chloe Bear. Hey, hi, it's your birthday.
It's your birthday. Hey, Shirley, it's your birthday.
Chloe Bear's birthday. She's snoozing. She's all comfy there, laid out.
Got home blanket.
That's right. And the cat wanted to say hi. She's been messing with me this time. That's
Mickey. They know Code's in the building.
Mickey. She wants to play.
Yeah, Great Dane. It's like a Dane. Yeah. That's what I said. I'm everywhere.
I am a Dane mom for life. We've got.
It's a happy dog.
This one does. Can you see my Great Dane picture
Oh
there?
yeah.
I got that down in Texas because to me that looks like Leo, our dog Leo that we had that just passed in February. So
Right.
yeah, cowboy.
Oh, that's great.
What else? I don't think I have any of the other ones. Here, while I'm showing pictures, I'm going to show you my incense burner. Can you see it here? It's a
That's a better
chakra
one.
tree.
Yeah, that's good.
And
That's
then
cool.
this right here is a picture that my soul daughter at work, she made for me. She said she got the inspiration to make me a picture and she did it in 2 hours. And you can't tell, but there's like some
No way.
greens. But I told her she is just amazing.
Wow. I thought
I
you
about
brought that or
cried.
something. What?
I
That's
about
crazy.
cried when she brought this in to me. I said,
Yeah. 'Cause that's so meaningful if someone like
yes.
creates something for you. Wow.
And I told her I was amazed. I had no idea. And I just,
Ah, I love it.
so it was cool. So I was trying to fix my little space a little bit more today. I got my cards all laid out there and
Oh,
my little cube that says my
yeah, I like
motivation
that.
stuff.
I like Kevin. I've got a movie piece, Kevin. Here's my one. It don't say a lot more.
Here you go. Let your light shine like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna
Mm.
attempt to put this back on the tripod and let's see, I gotta change the camera. Da-da-da. The more
We've
of
had a
these I
tour.
do, I'm gonna get better at all this. Whoops, that's the wrong button.
Tonya. We've
That's
had a Tonya tour. Tonya tour.
okay. Camera. Oh, I'm back. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna see.
What do you like? So,
There's Chloe again. What are you doing? Okay. Oh my goodness.
oh no, don't don't want to put me up here. It's the Code Show.
The first time I've done that
Yeah,
tonight.
well, don't do.
Let's see here. Oh, and did you see I have my my
Oh, you've
colorful
got your thingy leggings in it. Yeah, I love them.
my elephants.
I see the elephant straight away. I was like, oh, elephants.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Now my earbuds got
Hey, give
all
me an idea for the merch and it have leggings in there.
well, yeah, that would be really cool. I know there's this gal that does that I watch on YouTube and she's a van lifer and her name is Bunny. It's Bunny. I think it's Bunny Plays or something like that. But she does
That's
merchandise and she even has like coloring books. She's into leggings, so she has leggings that say Bunny on there and
cool.
all kinds of different camping
It'd be
oriented
fun.
ones and van and see that would and
be
she
fun.
does it all online because she travels. I mean, pretty much year round. She's pretty much a full timer.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try to plug this in. So let's see.
Oh yeah, that's my constellation thing. Yeah, thanks. It's a tapestry. I love my tapestries. I've got loads in here. Like that, we surround ourselves with like stuff what resonates. So yeah. Thanks, Simon.
Right. Oh yeah, you got some cool tapestries. I've been looking some. I have a Amazon wish list. It's all my stuff I want to get for my van at some point. And I've got a couple on there that I like. I was like, I could put those around. And today I thought I'd already downsized and got rid of all this stuff that I didn't want and I was going to sell it. Yeah, now I can feel it. I'm close to my van. I had a dream last night and I haven't said it out loud because I've had dreams of me driving my van, and but I never really see my van. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, last night, and I've been having tons of dreams, but I don't remember a whole lot of them. But last night I had a dream, and all the dream was me saying to someone, yeah, this is my new van. It's a 2013. And it was blue. And so I'm like, I have not looked at a single blue one yet. So I was like, okay, because next week, that's the week. I'm hoping to get a van next weekend. So, yay.
Oh, okay.
I hope so. As soon as I get a van, I'm going straight to the lake because I haven't been to the lake in months, and I know Chloe wants to go to the lake, so I'm going to take her out to the lake for the day. And then probably maybe even do a live from the lake. I might even go take her to see Scott and Maisie so she can have a friend. Who knows? He's got a pretty place up there at the lake
the
now.
dog out to my friends, to the dog
friends. Yeah. Well, he's brought Maisie down here a couple times, but Chloe's so old she doesn't really get into the playing. But my uncle's dog Ted, she loves playing with Maisie. So. Let's see. Chloe's getting up. Hey, are you going out? Or are you laying back down? Yeah, you're laying back down. Okay. Let me grab another drink real quick and get back into the book.
Yeah, follow your dream. Yeah.
Okay, so we read about all the food. Mining, the Irish war. Okay. Austrian mystic Dr. Rudolf Steiner wrote that many Lemurians lived in underground dwellings. These homes, safely beneath the surface, offered them protection from unfriendly wild animals whose assaults were a constant threat. Their underground homes also protected them from the midday sun, which forced them to live indoors during much of the day. Due to the sun's burning heat, the early morning or late afternoon hours were the only comfortable times they could work in the fields or the orchards. Stories of ancient underground dwellings and tunnels prevail worldwide. It is said that hundreds of thousands of years ago, when people chose to live under the surface, they acquired the ability to easily build their large living spaces in the tunnels that connected them. The huge network of caverns in the Yucatan, as described in Chapter 5, offer one example of extensive underground living spaces that people enlarged and occupied for hundreds of years until volcanic action and earthquakes subsided. Oh, you're fine. What are you doing, baby girl? You getting up? Or are you just coming over here? Okay. Chloe's moving around. Oh, where did I leave off here? People. Oh, right here. Serve describes one of Mew's interesting marriage customs, which he believes was practiced in some Pacific islands until very recently. On the day of the big event, everyone assembled in a circle in front of the village temple. The young couple was instructed to remove all their clothing and any other objects from their bodies. They were not even permitted to carry anything in their hands. Accompanied by flutists and drummers, the townspeople escorted the naked woman and man to the edge of the city and instructed them to walk together for at least 50 miles into the wilderness. They were told to stay there for 2 moon cycles. When the couple returned, they were required to be in good health, without wounds from wild animals, and dressed in protective clothing made from animal skins, feathers, or fibers. If this was the case, and each of them testified that the other had provided for and protected him or her during the ordeal, the wedding took place. If they returned separately or were unwilling to praise their companion's efforts, there was no wedding service and they were never allowed a second chance.
Wow.
Huh.
That's an initiation. Wow.
Right? Yeah. Cool. I guess if you can't make it naked with nothing in the wilderness for 2 moon cycles, you can't do a lifetime, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I just got to say, I'm glad I never had to do that when I got married. I probably wouldn't have ever got married.
I would. No, that's perfect. You know whether they're wasting your time or not.
Well, yeah, I
I'd
would have
rather do
found
50
out.
nights. Like, yeah, I'd rather do that. Yeah.
I would have found out I was wasting my time both times because there's no way either because I was married twice. There's no way I would have survived. No,
Married
no,
twice
no.
already. Damn. No. I said I'm
Oh,
not getting
no.
married. I went, no, I'm not getting married. But I've done 19 years, so it's pretty much like I just didn't have the piece
No,
of
I
paper.
did. I think I was only married about 4 or 5 years the first time and about the same the second time. So then I decided I was done. So then I was with the next guy for
Right.
18 years. Didn't get married though.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm the married type. I already had 2 failures. Let's see, by the time I was 25, yeah, I was already in my second marriage and having my third kid.
You
So
got to do 3. Remember, Tesla said 3 times.
I know, but I don't want to be a 3-time loser though. 2 times was enough.
That's what it was.
I can't say never because I've learned that, never
Never say
is
never.
could
Yeah,
be
I
tomorrow.
say. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
I, I I don't have any plans to ever get married again.
Yeah,
I
same.
haven't had plans like that for a while. That's why we didn't get married and we just but I do have to say that when you decide to go separate ways when you're with someone, it's a lot easier if you're not married and you don't have that piece of paper.
True that. Yeah, you
I
don't
mean,
need
you
that.
can just,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's someone
Because
who's insecure. I think if you need that piece of paper.
I mean, we even had, wedding rings, our rings and stuff. We were married, same as married. We just didn't have the ritual or the piece of paper, but
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. So now I got to try to find where I was at again. Oh yeah, the wedding. Okay. Aware of where they had come from, the priest of Mu perceived the laws of the universe and were in tune with all that is. They guided the people spiritually and taught them in simple, easily understood language. As in Atlantis, the sun was a focus of worship, for it was a physical manifestation of their primary god, the one incomprehensible creator. A picture of the sun, or a circle which characterized this one god, became a symbol throughout the world. The Japanese flag still carries this ancient Lemurian emblem. I never knew that.
Yeah, that's sacred knowledge. That's how if you draw a circle and put a dot in it, that's all you need. That tells me everything. That means you know.
And yeah, I'm just being in like the Japanese flag. I never put that together that was
no, you
a
don't
Lemurian emblem.
Yeah,
I didn't, but
I didn't.
Kind of different. A circle also represented their belief in reincarnation, for just as we live eternally, a circle has no beginning and no end.
Yeah.
Lemurian missionaries traveled everywhere to spread their beliefs. Edgar Casey mentions their presence in the Gobi Desert, Peru, Egypt, the Yucatan, and the western United States. The good people built temples, educated others, and, realizing the ultimate fate of their country, constantly worked at imparting and preserving knowledge. When they realized that there was no hope for their beloved continent, to ensure that the motherland of Mu would always be remembered, the missionaries made a point of carrying information with them and carefully concealing it for future generations like ourselves. The information Church Ward discovered, which the Nacals had copied, is an example of the records Lemurians transferred to a safer place. Stone tablets, which Scottish geologist William Niven uncovered in Mexico under several layers of civilizations, may also represent Lemurian missionaries' attempts to preserve information about the past when they reached other lands. In 1921, While he was excavating a depth of 12 feet, about 5 miles northwest of Mexico City, Niven discovered a number of tablets carved from volcanic rock with peculiar pictographs outlined in red. In the years that followed, while exploring in the nearby vicinity, often down to greater depths, Niven found more than 2,000 additional strange stones. From the height of the debris above them, he estimated that they were over 12,000 years old and probably closer to 50,000 years old. And that was more than 2,000 of them. The ancient stones are in a variety of shapes and often have figures carved on them as well as in writing. When Niven was unable to find an archaeologist who could decipher the pictographs, he sent tracings to his friend James Churchward. Churchward said the writing on the stones was the same language as the Nakal tablets that he had seen in India, and after deciphering them, he reported they confirmed his evidence from Far Eastern records. When Churchward said they contain the history of man for the last 200,000 years, the scientific community was disgusted and lost all interest in Niven's find. It's just the cat, Chloe. The areas where the stones had hidden for thousands of years were destroyed by bulldozers as they prepared the ground for the new suburbs of Mexico City.
No.
Wow.
No.
So they said that he was crazy and destroyed them all.
No. Because they're
That
saying
is
like
terrible.
200,000 years. I've never heard that. I was like, what?
Right?
No wonder.
Wow.
Oh.
Says Niven sold many of the tablets when he needed money, and he died in 1930 before scientists recognized the value of his historic discovery. Some of the unusual tablets are available in a private museum in Mexico City. It's reported that many of them were donated to the Museum of Natural History in New York, where in 1976, officials reported they had misplaced them.
Sounds like NASA with the bloody
Yeah.
the technology.
1976 in New York.
Like 1776.
How they just misplaced them. Okay. Another collection of prehistoric carved stones offers further evidence of the ancient civilizations of South America. Sometimes referred to as a living library, it is preserved in the Cabrera Museum in Inca, just north of the famous Nazca. No, I bet that's like Nazca lines.
Yeah, Nazca lines. That's what I call them. Yeah.
Nazca. Okay, Nazca lines in Peru.
Yeah,
During the
Incas. Yeah.
Yes.
Incas.
During the past 30 years, Dr. Cabrera has collected over 11,000 carved stones from nearby fields. They're images of medical transplants, people with dinosaurs, blood transfusions, telescopes, and other advanced technology are truly amazing.
Yeah.
Unable to explain the mysterious Inca stones, the Peruvian government once accused Dr. Cabrera of carving them himself, but that is physically impossible.
Oh. No.
Yeah.
That's fine.
When people in the eastern regions of Lemuria realized a major natural disaster was imminent, many of them left their homes and joined their predecessors in Peru or moved to the thriving colony of Mayas in Central America. Widespread sources, including an ancient Hindu text, Chinese and Japanese manuscripts, the Central American Troano Codex, and carvings on a tomb at Chichen Itza in the Yucatan refer to the dynasties of 12 kings who ruled over Mayas for thousands of years.
Yeah. Oh, damn. I thought this was all linked. I thought it was, and I don't know. I thought this all by myself. Oh, damn. I can't believe it.
There you go. It's all
Way,
wow. Knowledge from ancient Lemuria, which survived in Peru and has recently surfaced, will be discussed in Chapter 5. There is a belief that learned Lemurians also traveled into Mount Shasta, which rises to 14,162 feet in Northern California. Here they use sound and vibrations to expand an already existing cavern and build the underground city of Talos in preparation for the time when the motherland would sink into the sea. When the dreadful moment arrived, thousands of Lemurian refugees were able to seek shelter in Mount Shasta, where they were so isolated from their homeland that for several generations they believed they were the only residents of Lemuria who survived the terrible catastrophic event that destroyed it. Tales of strange lights on the mountain, unusual visitors to nearby towns, tunnels into the mountains, and nearby UFO activity continue to reinforce the belief that descendants of Lemurians still live deep inside Mount Shasta.
yeah.
And that is the end of Chapter 2.
Wow.
You're okay. You want to go outside?
That's such a great book.
Yeah. The next, I don't know if you can see her. Let's see if we can turn. There she is. Chloe's wanting some attention.
Trying to make out where her head is in that. What?
Yeah, it's right here.
Massive.
There's her face.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. You
There's her
get
big old
crushed.
head.
What about if you're laying
My
down in
big old
bed?
baby.
She rolls over.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Oh, yes, she has. She has.
She
I
might
have
wake up.
I have a broken toe. Well, she broke a toe on my
Oh.
left foot and it never healed. So it's like crooked now. It's where she stepped on it. Yeah, she's a
Really?
big girl. Yeah.
Oh.
She's a big girl and she's waking up. But I think I'm going to stop reading that now because the next one is Atlantis and the Sunrise.
Yeah.
And maybe we can, tomorrow is Sunday, maybe we can get to, oh, you're laying on the remote, baby girl. Maybe we can get together and start reading about the Atlantis part tomorrow because that's Chapter 3 is Atlantis and then Poseidia. Is that how you say that? Poseidia?
I reckon because Poseidon, Poseidon.
Right,
Oh,
right.
wow.
But it says Poseidia, the land of promise.
Yeah, we need to let that all process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we've got
brilliant.
that'll be 3 Poseidia and the Yucatan, so we can do like 3. And tomorrow, I'd like to go earlier, but the problem is, as long as I'm here at my uncle's, I really don't have anywhere where I can go earlier while he's awake because there's always a TV on, or I don't have a room I can like go in and shut my door because I have no door. My room's in the living room, so.
Right.
But maybe we can try it again tomorrow night too and do some on the Atlantis part.
Yeah.
So
I'm up for that.
what do you guys think? I haven't got to read any of the chat. I hope everybody's been enjoying this. I have been.
I think so, yeah. When peeps are quiet, that can mean one of two things, innit? Like that means you're processing yourself, so you're not writing.
Right.
Or
or getting into it. Yeah, let's see. About the legends of the 13 tribes, the 13 being the lost tribe.
Yeah. All right. And you put your lottery numbers in there, right?
Oh, and thank you, Simon.
You had 9, 18, and 22, and that's interesting.
Right.
Because my ex, you always used to play the numbers.
I'm terrible at playing the lottery. I don't pick because I always anytime it's going to be 8, 18, 28. I always want to pick, and I can't pick a number without having 8. So I mean,
Yeah.
So I'm not very good. So anytime I play the lottery, I just let them pick the numbers for me.
Yeah, lucky dip. That's what they call it here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, thank
Simon.
you, Simon.
Nice, Simon.
I'm just down. I did play Mega Millions the other day. My uncle, I was at work, he actually sent me a message and said Mega Millions, but it was at $999 million. So I had to try. Yes, right? Because if you won and took the cash out, it was even after taxes, you were getting over $400 million. So I had to try. I didn't win, but I tried.
Yeah. Isn't it? I'll buy the biggest bit of land ever seen. Like, I'll buy a whole city, like, with that.
Well, and it was kind of, in the week before or the day before that drawing, it was at $808 million. On the way into work, they were talking about it was 808 million. I'm like, well, there's eights right there. So I'm like, okay, I had to buy a couple tickets, 808 million. Come on, go figure. But I didn't even get a single number on there. But the whole way in, I was thinking, how much you could do? I mean, everybody
Yeah.
could have enough money to be taken care, to definitely change their lives. And so that was a fun ride into work that day, thinking
nice.
about what I do.
The fantasy is nice. And almost that's how you manifest anyway, isn't it? Like,
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's what I think. I just feel that I get guided to play it on a certain day. So maybe like that's what Simon feels with his mum. Like she never plays it, and you get them.
Right.
There's a lot of stories behind things, isn't there? Like, oh, it's your first go, or you weren't meant to be in that place, and then you brought something
Right.
or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, I like it when it's like that.
My uncle, he plays the lottery all the time. He does scratch off tickets. Now he did win $50,000 tax free at one point, but man, I know he spends an awful lot of money too, but he enjoys it, and he just buys maybe $20 at a time, and sometimes he wins. Well, my daughter she called the other night, and she doesn't like the number 7. She says she has a problem with the number 7. And she said at work, her first tip was $7. The next tip she got was $7. She said that, she was thinking, well, that's a lot of sevens. Her last tip of the night was a $47 tip. So she said, that's it. So there's a $1 lottery ticket called Lucky Sevens. And you have to scratch off sevens to get a winner. So she decided to buy 8 of them. She didn't buy 7 because she doesn't like 7. So she bought 8 of them, and she ended up total winning like $164 on $1 tickets. So on $8 in tickets, just because she kept seeing the number 7. So she bought them.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like what you like or you don't like, you'll attract in. Yeah, in a way.
Right.
Yeah, or you'll be shown to you. Yeah.
$40 million. I guess I should try to catch up. I'm so lost in chat. Okay,
yeah, what you call a charm? No, innit? What? I don't know what a charm is.
Lucky Charm.
Drifted on a rock. It's space. Don't get me started. I'll be.
Oh, the dinger's going on. It's our dinger. So that one, it's right there. It's probably a deer because it just went off once, and it's so Chloe's. Nope, it's going off again. So we're gonna go check this out. So since I'm walking these things off,
where is it?
And see if there's some wild critters out here, because it only went off twice. But yeah, it's going off again. So there's either a critter that's playing up there by it or something, but I've got to turn it off because it's extremely loud. But there's
Yeah,
two of them, and it just lets us know if somebody's coming, which is kind of cool because before we had those up, before I put those up, you wouldn't know anybody was here until they showed up at the door. It's like, surprise.
yeah. Mm. You know them lottery. Notice she kept seeing 7, so she sees 7, and then it was 47, right? But to
Uh-huh.
me, I'm seeing 7-11 there for me,
Yeah.
and there's
Yep.
a secret D code with that 7-11.
Well, see, in all those, if you figure the 47 and the 2 7s, you add them all up together, you're still ending up with a 7. 47 and 14.
Well, you got 28 there if you had all the numbers up singly.
I did something wrong. Hold on. I had that all right in my head just a minute ago. You're okay.
Yeah, well, I added them all up, and I got 28, which is a 10, which will
10,
be a
21,
1.
2, 3,
But
4,
you could do it.
25. Oh, that's what it is. 21 and 4 is 25. 25 is 7. I was gonna say, I knew I figured out a 7 in there somewhere.
But you went 7-7, so I even got a 5 there because it's 14, which is a
Yep.
5. And then if you'd done the 47, which I made an 11, then you could add the 5 on to get 16. So it'd be 2 8s, sweet 16.
Right.
Not 88. That 88 time travel is the code behind it is 16. Sweet. That's why they call it Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Well, I can tell you what day
That's a sweet
today is.
spot.
Now it's August 7th. It's Chloe's birthday because actually when I wake up, it'll still be Saturday, or Sunday. But come Monday's my favorite day of the year, the 8/8,
Yeah,
Lionsgate,
I'm doing a live. I'm going live on that day. I am.
Cool,
8/8.
cool.
Just gonna meditate on the 8/8, play a bit of tongue
Yep.
palm and like that. I bet Simon's up for it. Up with his chi energy. Yeah. Saying that, going back to that book, Lemuria. So that gnosis went to China, and they got the chi, and it went to India, and that's the chakras. So I'm feeling they're related like that. It's a different way of different perceptions of or wording or whatever.
Right.
That's your tongue drum, isn't it? Oh yeah.
It is. I decided it had to sit out all the time. I'll just randomly walk by and just pick up a mouth.
Yeah, and I'll stand up as well, by the way.
I don't stand up because I can walk around it.
Yeah.
I love this thing. It is so cool.
I know, I loved it. You love it as well.
Somebody asked me the other day, so it's just one of those things.
I love it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's priceless to me.
Yeah, that's my go-to. Anytime you're at a sink, if you ever was, not that I am, but I'll go with that.
Yep.
My mind's a bit like, no, don't go with them fools. What's going on? Quick.
Favorite one. Oh, I thought the dog was. Yeah, she is. Well, come on. Here, Teddy, get up so Chloe can get down.
Yeah, thanks for having me here, though, today. Thanks.
Well, I'm so glad you came, and everybody in chat too. I love this whole book. And yeah, I like how we ended it too with just the couple chapters, but just on Lemuria, and that way next time we can go straight into Atlantis. And I was going to I think it's just Simon and Scott down there, but anybody that watches the replay too, if anybody wants to be on the panel up here, it doesn't always have to be code. But if anybody else wants to join, all you got to do, just send me an email or whatever, send me a text, and I'll get you the link so that we can have, because I'd like to have at least, have one person up every time that we read the book, because I like this interacting.
Yeah.
I think
might know
it
something
helps me
about
get
it.
more. Right.
As well. Yeah.
So, so I've got my my email, I've got a new email for this channel, so it's on my description page. But yeah, just let me know, and then we can set up a time that works good with whoever, and then we'll do the next one. Let's hold on, I missed one.
Had a massive night last night.
Tomorrow. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Code and I were talking about that. Scott, are you talking tomorrow, like Sunday the 7th, or tomorrow 8/8, which is Monday?
Yeah, you're in the 7th now. We might as well say, innit?
Well, yeah, but it always feels weird to me doing that because I'm going to go to sleep. So I'm like going to sleep and waking up same day.
I am. Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, I'm the same like that. Sorry. Yeah, I'll say, yeah, it's not really the next day till I had that sleep, innit? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, on the calendar.
But I think I'm going to go ahead and wind this down, and so I can I actually got up early this morning. I'm surprised I'm not tired, but I know Chloe's going to be coming out any minute, and she's still laying there staring at me. But this was so much fun. I really enjoyed this. Yeah, hold on. Let me try to get my camera back. See if I can hold on and get my little heart going. Oh! Yeah. And see, it's like Allie said, do it backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, but thank you so much. Code, thank you so much for being here. And like I said, everybody that came through chat and the ones that are still here, thank you so much. And Simon, Scott, if you want to be up here for the next reading or one of the readings, just let me know and we can make that happen. If not, I'm always going to try to get Code up here so somebody's up here. So but yeah, so like I said, just if you want to do that, just send me a message and I'll try to figure out, maybe we can do this again tomorrow night. It'd be around the same time. So I'll sleep on it and figure it out, and I'll let everybody know tomorrow. But thank you so much. I love you guys so much and appreciate you all. And this is great. I love the interactive book club.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, trying to hear. Go back to holding it. There we go.
Yay.
And all that good stuff. And radiate your light. Shine your light. I got to get some kind of motion for that. Radiate your light.
Yeah, it's on your song.
But all right. I love you all. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your night or rest of your day. And I'm sure I'll see you all tomorrow in YouTube world. Mwah. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Love you all.